And we're back, episode 6 now. Really trying to dial in. Well, fuck, I didn't do the cold start. Damn it.
Was that not the cold start? I thought that was pretty cold.
Right, but then I went into talking about shit, and that's not what I wanted. You know what I mean? Because you got to say some shit, and then it's like, boom, 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 and then it goes into the intro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! I've never seen a chase sword like this in my life! Oh my God! A textbook head-to-head battle!
Welcome to Sincerely Japan, the drifting podcast.
All right, and we're back. It's episode 6. Trying to build this out, trying to be more regular. I mean, like I said in the last episode, I still get a lot of messages about where you guys at, when's the next episode dropping. So I feel like, well, you're about to be leaving England pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I got like 9 months left.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. See, I think the thing was like everybody was, well, I say everybody, but between you, me, and now with Quan being more of a regular too, it's like everybody was kind of all over the place with scheduling, but and also me. But yeah, I just, everything just seemed kind of all over, and now it's pretty regular, which is dope. It's more predictable. Makes life just a lot easier. But with that being said, man, let's just jump into it. Like what you been up to? What's the haps? What's the new stuff? I heard you got a new whip. Let's talk about it.
Well, first off, I got to give the update on the GTR. So I don't know which episode the last time we talked about it, but man. I blew it up. I rebuilt the engine. Then I don't think I talked about in the last episode that aired that after I rebuilt the engine, the head gasket was bad. So I did all that work. Head gasket was bad. Pulled the head, replaced the head gasket, got it started, and it runs. It hasn't blown up yet. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're at on that. It has like some sort, it's misfiring on idle. So I don't know. I've kind of given up on it because I got the new car coming.
Yeah. Huh? No, I got you. Dude, and that's such a project too. Like I feel bad because it's such a nice GTR, and it's just giving you like nothing but headaches.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at the finish line, so like I took it apart. I'm gonna do a vacuum test on it to see where the leak is coming from. I'm hoping it's not the throttle bodies.
Right.
I don't know why it would be because I replaced all the seals and everything in there. But yeah, that's like the last step. And the thing is, so now that it's running, you obviously you've built cars, but you ever done like serious engine work on a car?
Not once. I did it once with my 82 Corolla, my TE72. That was the only car that I ever like tore down the 3TC that was in it and rebuilt it. But that was so simple, man. I mean, it was not, you know what I mean? A 3TC, a carbureted 3TC and a RB26 are completely different animals.
Dude, the level of anxiety that I have about that car now, maybe that might be a good topic to get into. Like, I'm trying to think of a name for it. It's like fragile owner syndrome or something. Where like I've broken this car so many times that even turning the key to start it gives me like damn near a panic attack.
Right.
Like, I spent so much time rebuilding the engine, and I go to start it the first time and I start it, and I was expecting just the sound of like crunching metal and like explosions and smoke, and it just started right up, and I was like, holy shit. And I'm like shaking. So I think it's probably not good for my well-being.
It's different, I think, too, when you do it yourself. And I think that's the case with anybody, even when we were getting into cars and you go through that phase of like, I don't want to touch this and fuck it up. I think you're like, until you've been doing the shit for like 20 years or 10 years or whatever, like, I think you're always going to have that anxiety of just like, did I fuck this up? Is it going to be fine? Especially with engine work where there's so many different things you need to make sure you did properly, and so many seals that need to make sure that you like put them on right and that they seal and that they're doing their job. And like, there's so many different aspects, especially of rebuilding an engine, where I could see that being just pent up anxiety.
It's like a wave, though, because when you first get a car, you kind of just like get in and send it because it works, right? It's out the box. You don't think about it in that shit. And then it breaks down like once or twice, and you're like, okay. And then especially when you take it apart and you know everything that can go wrong, that's when the anxiety really hits, because it could be one of a million things. When in the first place, I didn't know that when an engine blew, it would just be it could be all these things. I just thought, oh, it just doesn't work anymore. We'll fix this, we'll turn this, and it'll work again. But now it's like, oh, there could be a hole in the side of the block. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing that could happen.
Right. Yeah, dude, that sucks, man. Like, that's such a fun car too.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I'm gonna get it working.
It's good that you at least got it running.
But in the meantime, let's talk about the new.
The new. What is it there? Is it there? Is it there yet? Are you shipping it to England or are you keeping it in Japan?
Yeah, I am shipping it to England.
Is it
because? Well, so let me explain my rationale with it.
Yeah.
So I have the BMW that sucks. I think it's an E46 BMW. It sucks. It's on its last legs. I'm surprised it even starts in the morning. But when I came to England, I had a plan of I wanted to drive around. I wanted to see stuff. I wanted to go places with my wife and, like road trip this goddamn country. It's not that big. You can drive all over. But as soon as, like literally the day I was going to go on a road trip, my GTR breaks. So I was like, okay, well, and I bought the BMW thinking I could do that. And that car is unreliable. So what do? Buy a 20-year-old Japanese car from Japan. Like, this is going to be the one.
This is the one. Yeah.
But, I don't know. It was kind of twofold. It's part of my, I must have like a mental disability or something because I have no impulse control. So like I came home after work one day and I was just scrolling on Facebook and one of the guys that I'm friends with, he works at Royal Trading, which if you guys out there have ordered Japanese cars from overseas, you've probably come across this company before. And he'll post cars that are really cool on his Facebook before they get posted on the website.
Yeah.
And he posted that Stagia. It's a Bayside Blue Stagia with RB25 turbo and 5-speed swap and a diff. So, and it's got coilovers and everything.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I sent a picture to Jumpin and I was like, I'm buying this. I don't, I phrase it as a question and be like, can I buy this? But even if she said no, I was going to buy it.
Damn.
So,
all right, Jongbin, don't be listening. Earmuffs. So how much was it? Like a fresh after everything off the boat in England, like what are you thinking it's going to be?
So it was $12,000 shipped.
Okay.
But when it comes to England, you have to pay VAT and then all the import fees. So the import fees is 10% of the price of the car that you paid, which is okay. I don't know if I should say this or not, but I'm gonna say it anyway because nobody's gonna hear this.
Yes.
The guy that I bought the car from sent me a receipt for the car that's like 1/10 of what I actually paid.
Yeah.
So that way when I take it to the agent, I can be like, this is what I paid for the car. And that's what they'll charge me.
That's such an unspoken rule, man. Like everybody, even in the States, it's like, how much do you pay for this car? $500 and not a fucking dollar over. Yeah.
Yeah, which I didn't know. This is my first time dealing with that. I don't know. I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place with it because it's a car. It's one of my dream cars. It's a car I want to keep. And I know in the last episode, you guys were talking about, if you could have your 10-car garage or 20-car garage, what cars would you want to keep in there? And the Stagia is that for me because it's a Skyline wagon. Like, what more could you possibly want?
Right.
I mean, it could be just as fast, just as cool. And everybody R34 front-end swap, so I'm not going to do that.
Good.
But at the same time, with the way the market and everything is going, it's kind of like, do I want to flip this and try to make a quick buck because I could use the cash and put that in the GTR? But
what year is it?
We'll see. It's a 2001.
Oh.
So I can't go to the States.
Right.
But I mean, shit, man, if I put it in storage for like a year or two, or what would it be? A couple years, whatever the fuck. I can't do math.
2026, so you're talking 5 years.
I could probably make a
Is it manual?
Yeah.
Really? It was
got an R33 gearbox.
Oh, okay, swapped. I was going to say I didn't think they came manual. But I like that you went, my RB26 car is giving me a fuck ton of issues. Let's go buy an RB25 car. Like,
that's exactly, dude. Even when I crashed my old Skyline, that's how I ended up with the GTR. I crashed the old one, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna fix this. But in the meantime, what other stupid shit can I do?
Yeah, you're right.
No. And then I went to my daddy, Navy Federal Credit Union. I was like, hey, pops, can I get a new car? And they're like, we don't give a shit. Send it.
Serious,
like,
okay. Yeah. For real. 27% APR.
Don't let Quan hear that. His brain's gonna explode. Like,
but stocks. Hell yeah, man. I haven't been buying new shit at all. I've just been trying to finish the stuff that I do have.
I see you knocking out the SEMA.
Yeah, I'm trying. So I'm doing an S chassis conversion for the suspension. So all of the arms and the front coilovers are essentially S14 stuff and some S13 bits. Because it's weird, man. Like the whole rear end is S14, but then the front end is S14 lower arms, S14 knuckles, S13 tension rods, S13 tie rods.
So it's just a Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both, man. And it just has to do with the lengths of the tension rods. Like the 14 tension rods are longer. And I had 14 tension rods, and when I put them on, the wheel just was not where it should have been. And so I ordered 13 ones. Shout out to Injuku, man. I ordered some ISR rods just because I knew they worked. I've heard of other people running them. I was like, I'm just gonna get these. Like normally my preference is GK Tech. Burn me at the stake, whatever. GK Tech's,
I like GK Tech.
Dude, GK Tech's new shit is really good. For the cost, it's good. Like the quality, I'm really happy with. So I have no issues with GK Tech, and their customer service has always been insane. But I was like, I'm just gonna buy this ISR basic, like $120 for some tension rods. It'll be fine. So I ordered those, I don't know, a week and a half ago and didn't see anything. So I called Injuku and I was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, do you guys have these in stock? And if you don't, like, can I just buy the Pro arms or can I buy the GK Tech 13 arms? Like, is there another S13 tension rod that I can order and I'll just pay the difference? And he was like, oh yeah, we've got the Pros. I'll just like, you can, I'll give these to you for free and ship them out. Which was sick, dude, because there was a price difference. And I probably shouldn't be saying this on the podcast because and Juku's probably like, fuck, man. Whole section out. They're probably like, fuck, yeah, don't advertise this because then people take advantage of it. But my point being is that their customer service was so sick, dude, and I was so happy about that, because they didn't have to. Like I said, I offered to pay the difference, and I thought that was so dope of Injuku to do that. So yeah, after that I was like, damn, like that's okay, because like I said, man, I was pretty hardcore GK Tech, but then that was sick. Anyways, shouldn't be advertising that. Don't do that intentionally. Don't be a shitbag.
Well, that's a good story to hear because it restores a little bit of my faith in humanity. Because lately,
I'm saying,
over here, man, I've been getting scammed left and right, and I am so ready to be out of this country.
Right.
Maybe I'm not talking to the right people.
Scammed out of what?
There's been dude, this is not car related, but I tried to buy a graphics card for my computer and got scammed out of like $500.
Ooh,
so
what was it though?
No
what
car parts for a while.
What kind of car was it?
It was a
card.
No, it was a RX 5700 XT.
Oh, gotcha.
So for all those car guys / computer guys out there,
Radeon, gross.
No. Okay, man. That's a discussion for another podcast.
Yeah, it's for real. We got to start a computer podcast now. Man, all right. So we got a whole list of shit to talk about. We don't have to get it all done today. But I think we're pretty caught up now in terms of what we've been up to. Damn, dude.
I got something. Have you seen in California this new law they got brewing? I don't know if it's brewing or if it's passed about aftermarket ECUs.
No, but it doesn't surprise me
being
because
illegal.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Because the EPA has been cracking down a lot on engine tuning, just in fucking with the emission systems because that's what it does, right? I mean, in theory, it fucks with the emission systems and the fuel. So I get it. I don't love it, obviously.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't understand why anybody cares.
Right. I think it's coming, man. I really do. I mean, did you see that huge lawsuit that Diesel Brothers got in?
I feel like for like selling like aftermarket exhaust or some shit.
No,
like that.
It was because they were tuning diesel trucks, and they weren't even like it. Not even on some like roll coal type shit, but like because with diesels, there's so much. There's a higher ceiling to make better power and be more fuel efficient. And that's what they do on their trucks. Like it wasn't because so many dudes fucking just do these roll coal tunes and they're fucking so obnoxious. And like that, I understand, but the EPA slapped them. I'm not even going to try to bullshit a figure, but it was in like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. It was a fuck ton of money. So yeah, dude, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, and then you hear about the RPM Act, and the government trying to crack down on what you can and can't do to your car. I mean, Australia's already seeing shit like that. And we're seeing it in parts of the States, specifically around H2O, and events like